you doing, folks? Good morning. Happy Thursday. What's going on, Pokemon nerd? Thank you for the 81 months. I appreciate the almost 7 years. Hats coming in hot for the 78 during the loading screen. Thanks for the 6.5. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I actually hadn't seen or heard of Contest of Champions before they reached out to me, but if a long history. Their promo we're running is actually for their 10-year anniversary. It's side scrolling, I think it's technically like fighting game, like Tekken style with Marvel characters on Android and iOS. We're gonna play a bit of it at the very end of the stream today. We're still hunting for my second full art Starmie. We'll see if I can manage to open it before the new set's release. I'm done spending actual money on packs. Odds are not in our favor. How many cards you missing to complete the whole first set? I have the whole first set done for a while. 7,000 cards, spent a good bit of money on the game. All the old timers here this morning. What's going on, Philly? Thank you for the 103-month resubscription. It's been a minute that we've been doing stuff here. Morning, Lofty. Probably gonna play a bunch of Greninja today. I think I'm probably gonna play Greninja in the thing I'm playing on Saturday. Maybe we'll fart around with the Blastoise deck some more. Going on, Dimmer. Thank you for the 14 months. With all the evolutions in hand, I think we vibe on playing the research. Frogadair into Greninja actually lines up incredibly well into Snom's lines because they have 90 when they hit their stage 1, so anything less than 110 is gonna fold to our 30 plus 80. For the regulars, I have a new style of video up on the Pocket channel this morning. We did a meta tier list of the more commonly played things in the game. Ranked them all and provided sample deck lists with example variations. I feel like Pocket probably doesn't change enough to do those weekly. Couple times a month, maybe. Definitely after a new set release. Maybe we do one like the week after a new set drops, and then like 3 to 4 weeks after that once things have established a little bit. Articuno EX's breakpoints line up incredibly well into Greninja, unfortunately. They hit you for 40 and then 80, which clears the frog exactly. No X speed in sight for us. I think we're retreat back here, put the Kangaskhan up. We'll clear this back one. If Mama deals an okay amount of damage, we could be fine here. We get in 60 with Kangaskhan over 2 turns, and then Greninja does some damage. And average roll here is solid. We get to put a, if we draw Starmie, we'll evolve the Staryu, obviously. But if we don't draw Starmie, we'll probably put the energy on Greninja, so we can threaten to follow up with that. Yeah, the tournament roundups are a different type of content, Dimmer. In my opinion. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to cut through both of these Articunos, basically. As well. Sure. Do you think this just means they have the second Sabrina in hand? It might, yeah. We're not that early, only about an hour. Yeah, we are just dead to second Sabrina here, which is unfortunate. The king is on 10. Gummy Pizza! Thank you for the 69-month resubscription. That's quite some time. Welcome back. I think we're putting Frogadair up here. And we're just dead now, right? I guess technically if they don't have an X speed or hit on another Sabrina, we could lock this Tentacruel in, yeah? CJ NJ, thank you for the 74 buds. Welcome back. Water Shuriken this back Articuno, so that way If we top deck our second ninja, we can threaten it with lethal on that. But obviously, we are just dead to X speed here. Big Green Monster, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. You're gonna be too strong at Brock can put energy on Graveler too. Not at all. I think that would be a good change. All right, that's a live to fight another day type angle here. So now we are dead to Sabrina again, which is potential to happen here. But as far as draws go that keep us in the game, that is a draw that keeps us in the game. We had one Greninja and then one Research in our deck on 5 cards, so we missed on the 40%er there, but we hit the other 40%er for Starmie to technically not be dead on board. Close set either way. Oh, they didn't have it! Sick. What a game. I feel like I navigated that one pretty well. Greninja has such satisfying lines. Much bob and weave. Into the AM merch came in, and the bomber jacket is amazing. Awesome. Things you love to hear. I have to imagine this matchup's hard for us, and they have first energy advantage here is not stellar for the home team. Let's go dig in for some more basics. We hit the 50%er on the Star U. We cannot. If we hit Frogadier next turn, we might have a shot. Get Greninja on curve. 2 Frogadiers and a Research and 11 cards. How does Sabrina them? It forces them to have an X speed. They're definitely playing 2, but it makes them have it to start putting damage on us. When they put this one up, it means that Kanga can potentially knock something out here with a little bit of a high roll. Yeah, I like the Misery Thorns deck a lot. That's why it's one that's been in my deck editor for a while. Come on, mama! Rats. If we would have hit the knockout on the Magnemite, the Pikachu would be restricted on how much damage it could output. Would have been a big deal. It's unfortunate that we bricked on the Starmie and then bricked on that and bricked on the Frogadier. We needed one of those 3 things to go our way. I needed to hit my stage 1, I needed to hit my basic for Starmie, or I needed to hit on the 25%er with Kangaskhan. And none of those worked out. That evolution is interesting. If they have X speed, they messed up, right? They should have X speeded first. Yeah, the opponent's down in energy overall. They could have X-speeded, retreated the Magnemite, and then evolved it on the bench and put the energy on it to keep the energy around. Probably doesn't matter, but definitely a small mistake there from them. Staryu this turn. Staryu! If we would have hit Staryu this turn, we could have put an energy on it and had Starmie ready to go. Which would have mean we'd only need to hit, well, okay. We also bricked on the Kangaskhan. We could have hit one on here and then had Starmie ready to pop up, and that would have been good enough. Alas, it was not. That's an interesting thought, Anonymous. Luna is a 1-card that enables Miss Marvel. I hadn't thought about it from that perspective. That seems fine. We're variant at this point. Just missed on too many things we needed to hit on. There are a lot of things that could have broken our way to let us stay in that game, despite them having first energy advantage. I have 4 things that did not go our way to go our way. Does Staryu exist in my deck? Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. Our opener's kind of quacked here, though. We got first energy advantage. Weezing Greninja from the opponent. Gonna lead Bruxish here. So that's durable. Makes sense. Did you check the deck to make sure you put Starmie in? Maybe I sideboarded it out and forgot to put it back in after the last match. Need the double check. It's been a rough morning for the Pokemon so far, gamers. Staryu's, no Frogadaires. Never once. Alright. Let's take a brief pause for the cause and roll our ads on our platforms. I'm gonna hop on my bike and get pedaling, and we'll reset and have some better variants when we return from the break, huh? Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. There are Staryus in here. Yes, 2 of them? 2 of them. Looks like there's 2 of them. Deck Editor claims there are 2. Jury is still out in terms of gameplay. Oh, for the regulars, a status update on my Samsung nightmare. I got my Samsung foldable back from their repair shop where they claimed the screen was broken. And the screen works fine just like when I sent it in, but the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on the device are still broken just like when I sent it in. I'm honestly kind of flabbergasted at, like, this whole experience. Like I would have thought going through, like I went through their official service center and mailed it to them, expecting to not have to deal with random nonsense like this. And it's been truly a wild ride. I will never buy a Samsung product ever again. I can't believe they have. I can't believe they have the market share that they have. And for reference, for people who weren't here the last time I was talking about it, what they offered to charge me to fix a screen that still works was more than the price of buying a refurbished Samsung Z Fold 4 on Amazon. You could buy the refurbs for like $450. And the screen replacement, they wanted to charge me $600. With the broken Wi-Fi, my Z Fold 4 will both simultaneously be the most expensive piece of hardware I've ever bought and the shortest lived. I'll have to keep an eye out for when they do a software update to see if the next software update unbricks the Wi-Fi, but I assume it's just gonna be useless in a cupboard moving forward. Staryu does exist. Lovely. Opponent left because they know we drew Staryu. Opponent has a lightning energy, so yeah, Dragonite. I've seen people playing the EX birds of these Dragonite builds. It really seems strange to me. Alright, where's this lightning energy going? I'm putting it on the Articuno. Brokey is perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and just evolve the Starmie this turn because I don't want to get cleared out by a random Giovanni from them. Oh, I thought we were gonna play a game. Now I'm sad. I think this is Energy on Kangaskhan. Retreat. Crack you for hopefully some amount. You should watch the whole video if you're confused why I skipped the A tier in the video. Video's less than 10 minutes. You should watch the whole thing. Oh. We're actually just dead, right? I need to draw our potion. Do I have a potion? I think I'm actually not on potion, if I recall. Maybe they don't know Dratini can attack. That's the out. The out is they don't know Dratini can attack. We almost beat double Misty Heads with perfect energy out of them. While they had first, if we would have had first energy advantage, we'd have won this game. Despite the double Misty. Oh my goodness, chat. Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Me and Fiona. Oh, baby. Imagine attacking with, they're about to hit the 25%er, aren't they? Whew. My body wasn't ready for them to hit the 25%er and win anyways. Alright, sometimes you're out, as they have no idea. Never attacked with a Dratini in their life, certainly not about to start today. I think it's really interesting how the card games change, yet the gamers still always describe playing decks and cards that are bad as playing fun decks. I don't think Persian Aerodactyl are particularly interesting or fun cards. So no, I'm gonna be playing in a tournament on Saturday, so we're gonna be playing decks that I think are good, largely Greninja decks this morning, to try and figure out which one I would like to play on Saturday. Tournament. There's a tournament on Saturday night on Limitless. All the stuff I play is on Limitless, or the site that hosts all the stuff. You just assume if you hear me talking about playing something that it's on Limitless. Oh, they have first energy advantage again. Thymo against Frogadair is not favorable for the little electric booger. Did anyone enjoy the tournaments? Yep. Anybody with internet connection? Alright, this Froakie has died. Rip to it. Evolve it, because I have two Frogadairs, so might as well get it out there. Starmie EX has the potential to come in and clean everything up, though, here. They clear this, and even the evolution of this only has 90. It goes down in 1 here. What's your best Greninja deck? There isn't really a data-driven way to analyze an objectively best Greninja deck. None of these decks have a huge sample. I think it's probably the Starmie build or the Mewtwo EX build that I covered in the Top Decks Roundup this morning. I feel like I'd rather play a one-color deck. Losing tournament rounds because your two-color deck bricked out a color does not feel good. Greninja's an incredible draw. Holy. Starmie is such a good Pokemon pocket card. Do you think it's a good idea to start saving hourglasses for the new packs? I think that's a decision a content creator like myself can't make for you. I think you have to ask yourself the question, am I happy with the cards I currently have? Am I happy not getting any more cards from the current card packs? Still has a retreat cost of 1. gonna go ahead and tap the Chansey with Greninja here. So that way, even if they put that up, Starmie plus another Greninja hit clears it next turn. I have all the cards for the EX Charizard except EX Moltres. If you look on my YouTube side, there is a fair Charizard deck that plays Rapidash and Kangaskhan. I think it's all right. You're a little awkward into the Moltres Charizard deck, but I think you're fine into Pikachu and Mewtwo. I think you're arguably better into Pikachu. Do we have confirmation that Hourglasses will be good for the mini set? No, you gotta understand, there's basically no communication from Pokemon Company and Dina who makes this game. Literally, the only two confirmed things we know are mini set middle of December, trading in January. That's the only official advanced communication we have on anything. Everything else is speculation. It is not unreasonable speculation to assume that Hourglasses work with all packs, though, because they don't say they're set locked, whereas pack points explicitly say they're set locked. Staryu, Starmie, first energy advantage. Sounds like Christmas come early, gamers. The most gamer nerd actually thing about posting decklist content for this game is constantly having nerds tell me that I should explicitly point out which energies a deck wants to use because sometimes a deck doesn't want energy that its Pokemon are. But it's just like, well, the reality here is basically every good deck plays all its energy types. It's like explicitly like the D tier Dragonite deck with Weezing that doesn't want dark energy for Weezing. It's one of those, well, you're technically correct, but you're also really annoying. Because this is just not relevant 99% of the time. Alright, I think our opponent hit one's heads, their Misty, and the game ended. Neat. Neat! We get a second set in January too, we know that. That actually isn't officially confirmed. So second set in January is pure data mine speculation. Just for point of reference. If we have time to recover here. If they don't have Giovanni and we draw Greninja, we might be okay. But we need both of those things to happen, I think, with them hitting on Misty Heads. I don't believe we had express confirmation of January set. Feel free to reference that I'm wrong. As always, if you want to tell me I'm wrong, you should link a source. I will say, the more I've played Pocket, the more I wish we didn't have 8 screens to click through at the end of the matches. There's so many screens to click through at the end. Yeah, you can only get 5 points from thanks per day. You can't just endlessly get shop tickets in a day. Is that true for likes as well, or just thanks? It's true for everything. There's a maximum number of free things you can get per day. It's 5. You get one for checking it in the shop, and then 5 from various things from playing games and other stuff. This is the main announcement we've had. The only mention is plan to add new booster packs before the end of the year, and certain cards can be traded in January. Yes, that was my memory. Okay, so I am not wrong. I am correct. And there is not a reference to otherwise. Noted. That explains why the app isn't infested with bots conceding. Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot of things to try and structure this game so you're not incentivized to grind it for 12 hours a day, which is a good thing. They want people to play games who are going to have fun playing games, and if you're not having fun playing games, you should do something else. Do tournaments get streamed? Some of them have coverage. I don't stream my perspective. Tournaments have a lot of downtime, and Twitch chat is not a competitive advantage despite some people thinking otherwise. You are a distraction that loses the content creator games quite frequently. Miss Marvel, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. Six basics later. Alright, well, no basics, but the game's probably over. Thank you, Mr. Greninja, for showing up on time when nobody else could. I think creating cards that have explicit deck building restrictions are probably awkward and clunky from a game design perspective. I think I would expect more cards that have implicit restrictions, like Brock and Lieutenant Surge, rather than the more cumbersome, you literally can't put this in your deck unless X, Y, or Z happens. I don't really want to play another Froakie out here because we could find a Staryu. I'm gonna put the Kangaskhan out in case they Sabrina me. Or in case they knock this out and I can slide it up. Well, them missing twice incentivizes me to get Slapegg. I was just gonna let Farfetch'd be a punching bag, but now we'll get some damages in. Have you played Pokemon TCG Live or the real Pokemon game? I streamed a bunch of the client that existed before TCG Live, but making card game content here on the internet's my full-time job. That's how I feed my kids and put a roof over their head, and there's just no content metrics for TCG Live. No revenue to be made. Why do you have one Farfetch'd and one Kangaskhan instead of 2 of 1? Because I can't block Warriors this morning. Them working up towards Gardevoir while I'm bricked on all of my stage 1s is quite the experience. You think Meowth is ever a consideration? Nope. I think Meowth is a trash card and you absolutely should not play it. Well, at least they're missing on all their Kanga coins while we're missing on all of our stage 1s. Oh, for frick's sake, video game. Did you see Wiggly EX and Eggs EX? It's so powerful. I posted a deck highlight with the Wiggly EX deck like a month ago. It really made me chuckle when I saw some clickbait come across my feed talking about Wiggly finally being good and posting the deck that's existed since like day 1. It's really hard for me to emphasize too much that the new... It's really hard for me to emphasize too much that the new Jigglypuff didn't meaningfully change the Wigglytuff decks at all. All the new promo Jigglypuff did was make it so that your deck's failure rate is slightly less bad. It means when you start out a Jigglypuff, instead of being just dead, you're only 50% to be dead. Unlike us, who has our last research and all 4 stage 1s in our bottom 7 cards, and we're 100% in here. We actually had it out. We actually had it out going into this turn here. If I would have drawn Frogadier that turn, I could have attacked them for 40, and then the following turn, we could draw Starmie and go Greninja, hit them to 90, and then Starmie hit them for 90. So, despite the incredibly bad variance there, I had outs up until the very last turn. I think new Jiggly is good in control-type decks. Those don't exist. Control-type decks aren't a thing. Thanks, Miguel. We're going second. I have no Starmie teed up, so we'll lead on the duck. I think Golbat's an incredibly cope card. I think it'll probably be very good if we get a remotely playable Crobat, but as is, people playing that to hedge the Mewtwo matchup are very silly in my opinion. I think if you want to play a dark card with Greninja, Greninja plays in 2-color decks just fine. Both Greninja Weezing and Greninja Arbok are fine builds. Arbok Weezing feels pretty controlled to me. Coming from a Magic the Gathering background, Arbok Weezing is 100% a tempo deck, which more generally would be called an aggro control deck, but it's still definitely aggressive. Traditional control style decks from games like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering don't really exist in Pokemon card games in general. Just the dynamics of how the gameplay works out that doesn't support those types of decks. I've never seen Greninja Arbok. There was a Greninja Arbok deck in my off-meta decks roundup from Monday. Just make sure to check that out. Grab the most interesting tournament list seats we can highlight them. My favorite finisher, Greninja, not close. Card sweet. Assuredly, this is the game I finally draw my stage 1, said local man who can't play a supporter. I think the closest thing to like a controlling / go log deck in Pokemon Pocket is definitely the like the Venusaur style decks. Maybe Omastar? Maybe that's the closest thing? Like, I think in general, I'd just be like, nah, there's just not one-to-one parallels here. Third or fourth game in a row where literally all of our stage 1s are buried in our bottom 8 cards. If we draw Starmie next turn, we can still win this game. They clear the Kangaskhan, we put Starmie up, we correct them to 30. We'll die to a Sabrina, but we technically still have it out here. Smite, again, monstrously low variance on like a 10%er. Or less, honestly. happening 4 times in a row is so unlikely. Yeah, the opponent's deck is atrocious, Derek. The only reason it's remotely competitive here is because they drew their Gengar on curve and we had all of our stage 1s in the bottom 8 cards of our deck. And even then, they need to have the Sabrina here to actually win the game. We still have a shot. What it should. It's incredible to me how often people sit there and take extra game actions and play extra cards, or they could just, like, play the card that beats you instead to start. Makes me happy this game doesn't have emotes, because people that act like that would definitely be rolling their face across the emote button. Which EX Pokemon is the worst? It's probably Gengar, honestly. Contest of Champions is a Marvel mobile fighting game made by a company called Kabam. We'll be checking it out at the end of the stream today. You can snag it on Android and iOS using my link. We're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways for their 10-year anniversary this month. Have you seen the Wonder Pick trick that lets you get the rare card every time? I have seen people who have incredibly average low intelligence who think that the loot box in the gacha game is broken in their favor. Conspiracy theories abound with people who are prone to low IQ takes. Wish there was a queue to play against meta decks. I hate playing against bad homebrews all day. That complaint literally happens in every single game that's ever existed. That type of queue doesn't exist. Didn't have to be rude. Didn't have to be a dipshit prone to posting conspiracy theories in my chat. Yet here we are. For those of you that are new to the channel, I know a lot of people don't think very hard about this stuff. And they don't understand why it's important to not give air to those types of things. If you're not familiar with why it's incredibly important to push back very aggressively on conspiracy theories, you should Google Flat Earth to QAnon pipeline. There's a very good video from Folding Ideas, Dan Olson, detailing that roundup, and there's a couple other articles and stuff that have been written about it. But basically, if people are allowed to exist inside of harmless conspiracy theories, it makes them more prone and ready to accept things that are actively dangerous and harmful. It's a very easy, slippery slope to let people fall down. So you should always and aggressively push back on nonsense like that to try and nip that in the bud to help these people maybe wake up and understand that reasonable people aren't going to tolerate the nonsense that they're talking about. Also, the types of people who are going to come into a content space like this and talk about conspiracy theories aren't going to be good long-term community members anyways, so they're either going to wake up or they're going to leave and go make someone else's space worse. All right, let's roll some ads. It's about that time. We'll kick over to the next deck after this. I'm going to play some other Greninja things. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Ash World, thank you for the 56 months. Welcome back. Every day is Greninja Day, at least until the new set launches. Every day is Greninja Day. I think we're actually going to play a little bit more Greninja Wiggly after this. Yeah, I have one full art Starmie, but I really don't like playing mismatched cards. So I'm playing the 2 regular arts, so I don't want 1 regular and 1 full. I want to play a 1-color deck this weekend. Been burned on 2-color decks the last couple times I played them in tournaments. I'll play some games with this next. See how it feels. Someone on the YouTube side asks, how do you think trading will work? My expectation is that trading will have some type of time-limited energy/currency system that it costs. And that, well, some type of energy/currency system that it costs, and you won't be able to trade the latest set. They're waiting to release trading until we're 2 sets in for a reason, I would wager. You absolutely should spend pack points on Kangaskhan if you're interested in playing off-meta decks. Kangaskhan is what we refer to as jank glue. It's the meat and potatoes that holds a lot of these off-meta decks together and makes them remotely close to reasonable. Jiggly biggly. Think you'll be a trading hub or you have to be friends? I have no idea on that. Yes, I expect you'll only be able to trade 3rd plus copies of cards, and I bet trading will be rarity locked, where you have to trade 3 diamond for 3 diamond, 4 diamond for 4 diamond, 2-star for 2-star. It's definitely my expectation. And again, we don't have any official details on how trading is expected to work. It's all speculation at this point. Oh, that's sad. I kinda wish they went the dusting route. Ice cold take. Dusting is one of the singular worst economic system games like Pokemon Pocket can implement, and I'm really glad that Magic Arena started the trend of moving away from it. It is perpetually baffling to me that card gamers think that dusting is something that's actively helpful to them. It's such a toxic anti-consumer mechanic. I think I'm evolving this just so it doesn't die to Blizzard here, but good chance we're dead just because they flipped a Misty Heads while going second. Don't you dust cards for cosmetics. There's a big difference between being able to turn third plus copies of a card into a cosmetic and being able to destroy all your copies of a thing in order to create one 20% or 25% of another thing. So people aren't familiar with other card games. Hearthstone invented a system where you could destroy one of your cards to get currency to make 20 to 25% of another card. Dusting is anti-consumer because it encourages you to destroy your cards that could be useful or relevant later, and thus requiring you to reacquire them again down the line. I think dusting system would be fine if it was literally only your third plus copies of things, but letting people destroy all their copies of cards encourages people to make impulse decisions that end up being bad for them financially in the long term. Yes, yeah, I expect trading will basically be the equivalent of dusting, turning your extra copies of cards into things that are useful. Is what I expect to happen. Greninja on curve means we're dead here, for sure. But it had Misty Heads on one and then Greninja as soon as they could. Not really a whole lot we could do there. Exacto, thank you for the 1.5 years. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, sorry, I got him on the YouTube side. Honestly, though, that troll gave me one of my best compliments I've gotten today. They said no one should listen to a grown man built like a teenager. Very clearly, my weight loss journey has been successful. I am incredibly close to the same weight that I was when I was 17 and my wife and I started dating. It's been a trip, but we got there. The second Genghis got out. Anecdotally, Dragonite has been like half our matches this morning. You look young, loser. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And for reference, chat, the person that made that comment was upset that I was speaking poorly about flat earthers. Just so we're clear on the IQ of the interaction that occurred on the YouTube side. Is rare candy too good for Pocket? I think that's the wrong question to ask. I think people focus too much on power level and instead should focus on... Yeah, I need to figure out how to turn off this stupid consider clipping thing. It started yesterday and it's really annoying. Mix the Pokemon from the opponent. Oh, there's Frogadares in my deck. That's exciting. Unironically, the one non-Greninja deck I might play this weekend is the Weezing Wiggly deck, because I'm not sure I have it in me to play a Stage 2 deck this weekend. There's just so much draw variance in these Stage 2 decks. Yeah, the YouTube chat tends to be markedly smaller than Twitch. We usually hit 1,000 people on the Twitch side by the time we're done with Pocket. On the YouTube side, we usually hit like 200 to 300. The other fun fact is that people who chat while watching live streams are actually a pretty small minority. Only about 10% of the people watching a live stream actually use the chatting functions. But Jeff, you still love us, right? I'm gonna be honest, I cringe every time I hear a content creator tell their audience they love them. I'm grateful that I'm able to do this as a job, and I appreciate the people that watch and support, but I do not love you and we are not friends. People who tell their audience that they love them are pretty grossly manipulating the parasocial relationship they have with their audience. Telling people who you are hoping will give you money that you love them is incredibly manipulative. I want people who support my stuff to want to support it because they enjoy what I do and they get value out of it. Not because they think we have some sort of relationship that we don't. Woo! Double heads here means that Water Shuriken clears the Pidgeot next turn too. Alright, Dragonite's Rev... Wait, they put an energy on the Pidgeot? That's gotta be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're just supposed to let their bird go down and then hit me with the Dragonite next turn, right? This seems like a huge mistake. Pretty sure the game's over now. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Farkos. Appreciate the support. Okay, I mean, statistically, we should be good to go here, yeah? Is it possible for this Dragonite to win the game? I don't think so, yeah? Oh yeah, I guess they already have 1 point. They could have gone exactly 100 to 100. But that's pretty unlikely. And that was the lowest roll possible, 0 knockouts. What's the best support for Dragonite? I think the least bad Dragonite is the Articuno Kangaskhan build. However, I really have to emphasize Dragonite's in the D tier in today's tier list for a reason. It is objectively not good. It is the most registered deck that constantly falls on its face in community tournaments. I took a second setting my Twitch settings and they left. Fair. I think Baby Charizard's a fine thing to experiment with the Charizard decks. It knocks out most of the things you care about. Solid round of basics for us here. Staryu Starmie actually lines up absurdly good into Kangaskhan. They get to smack him for 20 and then clear him on the second turn. It's super unfortunate for us. I'll wait on the other Jigglypuff, because if I draw another Kangaskhan, I want to be able to put it out. I guess 25% of the time they lose the game on the spot. This is 50% to grab another Kanga. Okay, second Kanga means we have a shot here. I'm gonna just build this up. They'll clear this with Starmie. We'll put second Kanga up, second energy. Well, they don't have Starmie. Well, that's really good for us. Watch this just be bait to get us to put an energy out here. That's fine. Mama's not screwing around. Good night, Star. You've said weeks ago that Weezing is the best non-EX card. Do you think that's still true, or has Ninja moved up the ranks? Yeah, it's probably Greninja, based on anecdotal tournament stuff. I think that's a good take. Done here at this point. Even if this Kangaskhan full brick, Sleepy Song's gonna clear this Gyarados out. I guess the Gyarados is only one knockout point. So they could get this going and then get something else set up in the back if we brick a lot. Weezing suffers from being an underdeveloped archetype. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Weezing has an excellent second pair to go with it. Like Arbok and Wigglies are your best choices. Those only go so far. Is Muck bad? Muck's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just only okay. Evolution here means that Potion doesn't save them a turn. I recommend Weezing Blastoise. I think Weezing decks that don't play Dark Energies are likely never going to be good. So I think pairing it with characters like Blastoise that need a lot of a particular energy color is not a good play. They hit their Misty coin flip. They lost the Wiggly coin flip. We're done here, gamer. I think Wiggly, Weezing... Oh, you're playing Wiggly, Weezing, Muck. I don't like Muck with Wiggly. Wiggly and Muck fill the same role. Y'all have all of the best Weezing pairings other than Wigglytuff EX are second colors, which then you add the inherent inconsistency of being a two-color deck. Wiggly! So sleepy. Hey, Covain, thank you for the over 6 years and that very generous tier 3. I am having a great day. Good morning, good morning. This build felt pretty solid. Wiggly EX is such a slick finisher. How about Alakazam Wiggly? It's a kind of interesting thought. You get a second decent finisher. It's just a lot of deck slots is the problem. And you need another basic like Kangaskhan in there too. It's tough in general to run multiple Pokemon that want 3+ energy. The mini set's gonna be a Johto expansion, and we're gonna get Tyranitar EX as a Dark EX in it. It's my called shot, and I'm sticking to it. Am I singing, or am I just building Greninja? I don't think I can win the game just building Greninja is the problem. Got 2 thumbs and is dead to a Giovanni. This guy right here. They put energy on Pikachu EX here. Might actually be able to win this game. Says local man getting red carded out of his decent hand. Rip. The easiest indicator that we were going to get red carded there was that I finally drew my stage 1s. That's not allowed to happen. This means red card. This is the red card everybody has in their mind when they play it. It's the 1 in 5 red card that they think it happens every single time. I just need to redraw an EX Wiggly in 2 draws to have a shot here. Haven't played either research yet either. There are evolutions that change types in Pokemon Pocket already, gamers. Eevee is literally on my opponent's bench right now. Literally an Eevee right there. Stop the Eevee erasure. These coin flips actually don't matter. The only thing that matters is, do we find Wiggly EX? Nah, I'm gonna have to put the red card numbers video together this weekend so we finally have something to reference. That being said, I don't really expect it to change any hearts and minds. It'll just be good to link people something when we ban them. Alright, we'll put up the Jiggly Biggly. We'll hope to find the what's it called, huh? Well, we've been incredibly unlucky this game. Maybe they'll brick a sleep flip, huh? What's the upside to this? Is 50% of the time it buys a turn. How good would red card yourself be? Auto-include best card in every deck, always 2 copies. You'd literally just get to only red card in your hand and then you'd play it as a draw 3. Literally would be better than research because it's not a supporter. All right, if we hit the EX Wiggly next turn, that's one of the 2 researches we haven't played yet. Man. I think we just bail, yeah? With the other Greninja draw, I'm gonna play this other Furky out. Yeah, Greninja Arbok is sweet. We had that in the Dex Roundup this week for things that did all right in tournaments. So they need Jolteon, Basic, and Giovanni to clear my Greninja. If they clear the Greninja this turn, all of our breathing room is probably for naught. Alright, there's those two. Is there also a Giovanni lurking? Well, there's not. They must have top decked the Jolteon then, huh? Alright, can we dodge the triple heads? Quadruple heads. Don't do it to me. Coolio. Gosh, our variance has been so atrocious this set. Holy. I think we just gotta hope to make up for our bad beats with some Sings. Been so unfortunate in other ways. I think we just gotta hope that this breaks our way for a turn or two. We're not dead here. We have we actually only need to win. If we draw Frogadair here, we only need to win one sleep flip. Just like my country, I am young, scrappy, and hungry. And I'm not throwing away my shot. Don't give me hope, game. Come on, dealer. No! Man, almost a really impressive set for the promo Jiggly, huh? If we'd have won either of those sleep flips, we win this game despite everything that went poorly. Yeah, the promo Jiggly was the only reason we remotely had a shot there. Not close. First, we'll lead on Genga. Charizard decks are often red card decks, so not a huge reason to research here with our Wiggly EX already queued up. For a gameplay reason, to not play out basics at the start. Yeah, you should always take your game actions first to conceal information about the contents of your hand. It is strictly optimal when going first to not play your basics out to begin with. Looking for a Frogadair. Our line to beat Charizard, if they get set up, is we need to have a Greninja and then have them lose a sleep flip on Wiggly. So it's a couple of things that have to go right, but if they get set up and everything goes right for them, we do still have an out, which is nice. Speaking of Executor instead of Kangaskhan in this deck, I think playing 2 colors is not free. Did you just red card me after I bricked on Frogadair? And you red carded me into Professor's Research? My dearest gamer, thank you. You are a gentleman and a scholar. One of these days, my opponent's gonna red card me when it's terrible to do so, and I'm gonna actually draw the card that punishes them. One of these days. Somewhere over the rainbow, Kanga punches a bird. Do 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 do. Yeah, I've played Executor Greninja. I'm very familiar with it. You're right that if you hit an exactly even split of your 2 colors of energy, running 2 color decks is fine. However, there's going to be a lot of games where you won't run an exactly even split and things are going to go really badly for you. If you look back on the Hooglandia Pocket channel for about a month ago, just before the soft launch, there's videos of me playing Executor Greninja in a tournament. Just that variance is going to catch up with you when you're playing best of 3 over a lot of rounds in a tournament setting. Finally found a Frogadair. If they hit Charmeleon here, we're actually in trouble. We need them to brick on the Charmeleon for one more turn. Yes, I agree with that, Lance. Executor, anytime you miss the grass energy on exactly what Executor feels like it wasn't allowed to do what it's intended to do. I think if we get a sweet Stage 1 EX Pokemon, Stage 1 EX Pokemon for Executor to frontline for that's grass, the card's going to be really good, but it being the best frontline for, like, only Stage 2 grass Pokemon leaves a lot to be desired right now. Right, X-Speed, gonna do some work here now. Like to start putting Shurikens into the Charmander that has energy on it. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Yeah, Executor Wiggly is fine. I would go so far as to say Executor Wiggly is probably Executor's best deck right now. We are playing one Baby Wiggly in this deck, yeah. Alright, speaking of, looks like it's time to take a brief pause for the cause. We'll see you on the flip side of a 120-second ad break, gamers. We'll throw this deck list up on screen on the meantime in between time. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. You don't like Executor Venusaur. That deck list does not have consistent tournament results. I put it in C tier in today's meta roundup for a reason. It is very mediocre against all of the best decks in the format. A good fire deck for the event, please. The best fire deck I found for the event is the 4 basic Moltres Charizard deck without the Arcanine line. The AI auto battles are too stupid to play with Arcanine appropriately. So I found the auto battle was winning more frequently when I just played Moltres and Charizard because it had less options to mess up. Pedal for 60 more seconds on this ad break, and then we'll pivot. You have a separate Pocket YouTube. Yep. Hoglandia Pocket exists here. Daily, high-quality edited content. I think it's probably fair to say that with the great work my editor has been doing, the Hoglandia Pocket channel is the highest quality edited Pokemon Pocket channel on YouTube right now. Our quality is far and away above a lot of everything else in the space. Isn't Vileplume a Wiggly EX with more steps? Kinda. It's only one knockout point, and the big difference is you can Erica Vileplume. Vileplume being Erica-able is the big difference. Is it possible for someone who hasn't played Snap in 6 months to come back and has a chance? So it depends on what you mean by have a chance. If you mean instantly have all the cards you missed and copy decks that I'm posting, no. There's no really good catch-up mechanic for getting cards that you missed. However, Marvel Snap doing regular live balance means that old decks tend to remain meta-relevant. So you can definitely keep playing decks that were previously good and are likely still good today. And rank up and all that. Marvel Snap's a very casual game. There isn't really much incentive to be super competitive in it. And the good regular game balance means your old things stay relevant for a long time. Needed to try this. Executor Wiggly that tried Salid. Single knockout point ones. This process makes me not want to unlock flares for my cards. It is incredibly and unfortunately tedious. In fact, the fact that they launched without being able to define a default flare is really short-sighted. I hope it's a priority. Making people who spent the most money to unlock cosmetics for their things go through a tedious process to use those cosmetics is really bad design. This deck will be a good one to play with the variants we've had today. So I've been struggling to draw my stage 1s. I get to play 3 of each of my stage 1s. Sick at least. Executors, 11 cards in a dream. I'm gonna potion here because I would like to not get got by a Giovanni plus a Ralts attack. It's a little specific, but I think it's worth playing around. They have 5 cards in their hand that aren't Pokemon or research or anything, so... Or that aren't basics, research, or anything. I need to play 3 of my stage 1's Monkey Paw has been curling. I mean, we identified my weakness. Our variance is just not allowing us to play around it. Saying there's a chance. I'm gonna evolve this so it doesn't get cracked with a Sabrina. Also makes us a little better against red card. Never won a coin flip in my life, chat. Why would I start today? Alright, dodge a Gardevoir, we can dodge a ball. But, we got that going for us. We're just putting damage on this. So if they want to knock out our egg next turn, they're going to need to put both energies on here, which means they won't be ready to side drive with this one on the following turn. Reaction to Greninja, Articuno, Bruxish. I don't know that Bruxish adds value there. Rather just have a different starter rather than a different finisher. I think having Bruxish as your finisher after they knock out your Articuno EX sounds like a huge liability. Alright, they're not knocking out Mewtwo. They're not knocking out Executor. Do I want to retreat? I don't think so. It's just energy here. Hits you for 40. Sorry, 80. Unlucky. I think the tails means we're just dead. Would you consider the water starters if there are any? Starmie EX is the best water lead. I think we're just dead here. Because by the time we can clear this out, even if they fail a sleep flip, they're going to be able to have the second one charged up is the problem, ready to clean us. Hey, thanks, Wick. We needed one more Executor heads in there over the course of all of our attacks. Attacked like 4 times and hit tails 3 of them. What's the best Blastoise EX deck? You should check out my top decks video that includes a Blastoise EX deck. That video is gonna get a lot of mileage. I can feel it. I'm gonna reference that one a lot. Maybe Wiggly is nice. We'll get to Stomp. They'll peck us. We'll get an energy on this. They'll clear us with their bottom attack, and then Baby Wiggly will be ready to go. Executor in 2-color decks, as someone who's tried it a lot, is just super inconsistent. The games where you don't have a grass energy on one for your Executor tend to be really bad for you, because the advantage that Executor provides as a card is the fact that it provides a consistent source of damage early. So bricking on that energy for even a turn is a big deal. And I say that as someone who's posted tournament runs with both Executor Greninja and Executor Arcanine. I think both those decks are really sweet when the energy works, but the games where you don't play grass on one, you just kind of roll over. I think playing Greninja without water energy is some absolute nonsense and terrible. It's actually kind of funny here. The fact that they missed on this actually means their Zapdos lives this turn. Because I was going to get to play Baby Wiggly out here and clear this out guaranteed. I guess now we have a chance to clear it with the head stomp. Greninja is not a good enough card to just use its ability. A lot of Greninja's strength is related to the fact that it gets to attack efficiently for 2 energy as well. A solid game. Executor getting to solo EX Pokemon, something that happens more frequently than it should. Does the Greninja Arbok deck with Baby Mewtwo run Psychic Energy? It does not, but I also think that deck is much better with Kangaskhan over Baby Mewtwo. We played a bit of it on stream, and again, playing Pokemon without energy for them to attack is consistently atrocious. Would you play Hypno with no Psychic Energy? I wouldn't play Hypno. The card is trash. You really gotta realize, gamers, if your primary way of consuming content is YouTube videos for Pokemon Pocket, there are a lot of people making strong claims about cards or decks being good that literally never put up results in tournaments. And when you're just playing random games in the queue against random other people, anything is capable of winning games. Terrible decks can win plenty. Terrible cards can win plenty. Well, the Melmetal is OP YouTube video you saw isn't putting up any results in a tournament, believe it or not. There's only one Melmetal deck that's put up results in tournaments so far, and it's the Pidgeot Melmetal deck. Play more basics, opponent. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Executor is so good at punishing people that don't play enough basics. Love me the free wins. Yeah, any deck can be undefeated on a YouTube video is exactly the truth. The power of the post-production. I try to make a point of putting a loss or two in my game highlights every single week when I get one that's like close and interesting and had a lot of decisions. But you'll also note when I sneak a loss in there, it's never the first or second game. It's like the last or second to last. Because even when a game, as someone who's been doing this for a long time and is very plugged into his metrics, when I post a game that's a loss in a YouTube highlight, even if the game was interesting and had meaningful decisions and had good back and forth, people turn the video off after seeing a loss and even unsubscribe from the channel at higher rates than normal post video. Platform's actually just a dumpster fire where people want to be lied to. It's very sad. Alright, Executor, I'm gonna need you to do your thing and scramble a frog here. Executor Vileplume. I really just don't want to play a Stage 2 Pokemon. Stage 2. I would like to play a one-color deck with no Stage 2 Pokemon this weekend, I think. If I do play a Stage 2, it'll be Greninja, because Greninja is my favorite, but I'm leaning towards playing a Wigglytuff deck, so I don't have to play any Stage 2s. Egg Wiggly or Weezing Wiggly are pretty appealing, I think. You can often learn more from losses than wins. That's completely true, and I agree with that. It's just a lot of the way a lot of people consume YouTube content, they don't want to learn. They want to be handed a deck list that's going to magically give them as many wins as possible. So, with the EX Executor draw, it means even if they have Greninja Giovanni here, we're still pretty good to go. So I'm playing 2 baby eggs and 1 big egg, and I'm playing 1 baby Wigglytuff and 2 big Wigglytuffs. The theory craft of this deck is I want to make them knock out 2 1 knockout point Pokemon and then close on one of my EXs. Is what we're aiming for. I think it's just Farfetch'd, because I'm gonna close on 2 EX Pokemon here. So them getting a second knockout point on the duck kinda doesn't matter here, because they're only gonna need to knock out one more thing to win the game either way. Man, they don't have energy to attack with anything next turn. You should just be good to go here at this point. Are there any of the stage 1 colorless attacking Pokemon that you think are interesting or useful, like Mainshao or Golbat? I think stage 1s that die in one hit to 90 damage attacks are not playable in the metagame that we live in. Starmie and Pikachu just chew them up and spit them out. Potion buys them a turn. They've already played 2 of them, so our Giovanni is lethal. Does it? A fighting deck that includes Golbat seem good in a meta that's dominated by Mewtwo and Pikachu. Golbat dies in 1 to Pikachu, so no, it's not very good against that. Lists like that have sporadically popped up okay results, but again, I think stage 1s, you gotta understand, chat, that Mewtwo and Pikachu being really popular still only makes them half your matchups. And to top 8 a tournament, you need to go like 8-1 or 9-1. So you need to win 5 or 6 matches that are the other half of the not Pikachu, not whatever part of the format. This deck seems consistent. That is part of the appeal of this build, is you get to play 3 stage 1s for both of our Dorkos. So in a theoretical world, our deck is very, very consistent. As you have Pokeballs to fish your basics up more, and then you have more stage 1s to evolve into. I have 1,700 cards and no Executor EX. Fun fact. If you open 100 packs of a particular pack, there is a 15% chance you won't open a specific EX that you want in those 100 packs. So while it may feel like you're getting incredibly unlucky, it's actually going to happen to 15 people out of 100. I agree. Golbat is 100% a card that's waiting for a playable Crobat. If Crobat is remotely reasonable, it's going to be a real good card. Hey, Radiant, thank you for the 7 months. Really appreciate that direct support. That helps keep me here. Luckily, you can craft them, but it still sucks not pulling one. So, crafting a single EX takes 100 packs worth of resources, gamers. So being like you can just craft them also isn't really true if we're being honest with ourselves. Now, saying you could wonder pick them is more true, because that's like 20% chance to get it, but then you have to be logging in constantly and also hoping to see them and then also not low rolling on that. I'm going to be really curious to see what general community sentiment around the Pokemon Pocket Academy is 3 or 4 sets from now. Because people are generally very positive about it right now, but I think it's got some pretty glaring issues if you're low rolling even a little bit. Alright, we're gonna need to win 1 sleep flip here, it looks like. We get to crack the Weezing, the Dragonite hits us, and then we just need to sleep it for 1 go round. Trade's coming in January at some point. Those details are going to be really important. I don't think the Pokemon Pocket Academy as structured remotely works long term if trading isn't there to help it along. You ever put out the other Wiggly to take damage? If they knock out the other Wiggly plus the Farfetch'd, I lose the game, so no. Survey says... always have a shot with this deck, which feels good. Sometimes you're gonna miss, but usually you can get most games down to a sleep flip. A lot of games you could win without the sleep flip. Just like pretty good, aggressive, and consistent, but sometimes you need it to break your way. It's not bad considering they had the first energy advantage. Need to take a brief pause for the cause and roll some adverts here. There's the deck list on screen for folks that are asking. We'll see you in 120 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I would be incredibly shocked if the cards you click on during the Wonder Pick actually matters on the outcome. I would assume it's predetermined once you click into the thing. That would be the easiest way to program it. And the outcome is the same regardless, so might as well program it the easy way. I think booster packs are predetermined too. Yeah, the one you pick in the carousel doesn't matter. Once you click open pack, your contents is determined. Hey, thanks for the Primer Buffalo box. Appreciate it. Then why have the carousel at all? Because it emulates choosing your pack in real life and creates dopamine and engagement for people who aren't plugged into it. Yes, because it's fun. Oh my goodness, I thought I turned off this stupid click notification. Is the coin flip predetermined as well? Yes, contrary to the very idiotic conspiracy theories going around, how you flip the coin physically doesn't matter. It's just cosmetic to make you feel good. To emulate that tactile experience of a paper game. It works better if you hold B. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. Great jiggly biggly. Again, not putting this onto my bench to start because we're going first and I can play Pokeballs and maybe draw research, and it does a job of nominally concealing some information about my starting hand. Should probably chew up some of my promo Jigglies to put flares on this card. Feels so naked being the only card without it. So I think I'm actually supposed to burn my X speed here, because this being at 130 as opposed to 110 means they peck me once and put me to 110, and then their Thundering Hurricane needs 3 heads instead of just 2. So switching this Executor with the X speed means that I have, they have one more coin they need to flip on their Thundering Hurricane to hit my breakpoint. And you see that back and forth, how I'm counting out multiple turns in advance of the thing that could happen? That's the type of forward thinking you want to have in this game. You want to be planning out, okay, what do the turn sequences look like? And does making this play change breakpoints that are likely to occur over this sequence of turns? I would be very surprised if they don't release more cards that enjoy going first with upcoming sets. I think it's objectively true that the good decks in Pokemon Pocket right now prefer to go second, but I also think that's a card pool issue. It's not a design or core rules issue. I think the balance of going first versus going second in a vacuum rules perspective is fine for Pokemon Pocket. I think we just need more Executors, more Weezing type cards, and less Starmies, less Pikachus. Okay, I hear you, but have you considered blindly pushing buttons and complaining the game is shallow when you lose? You know, I thought about doing that for a minute, and then I decided against it. But interesting. It's an interesting line, though. Our Executor. Just running him down here. Hitting that heads means this this Wigglytuff gets to clear this Zapdos in one go, which is nice. I guess they're still 2 turns off of getting us, though. Wiener, what's going on? Thanks for the over 3 years. Yeah, we get one good grass finisher, and Executor is gonna be insane. We get a good EX stage 1 grass Pokemon, and these two cards are gonna be really good. EX Wiggly's alright. Not terrible, not insane. Yeah, stage 2 with 2 energy attacks, like going first as well, they're just super inconsistent, right? Like, in the games where you evolve into Greninja or Blastoise EX as fast as possible, those cards like going first. It's just pretty unlikely that you assemble your 3-card combo by the 3rd turn of the game. Maybe I'm supposed to have put that energy on here to be able to pivot to retreating here, actually. I haven't tried any researches yet. This is actually an incredibly scary draw because this turns into a Raichu that clears Wiggly EX in one. Is a noteworthy breakpoint here. Sabrina to force out the Pikachu. It doesn't force out the Pikachu. They can put up the Zapdos and then just retreat it again. So I think my plan here with the potion draw is I can put up this Executor EX and potion it so it doesn't die to Raichu plus Giovanni, and then we'll clear this, and this will have enough energy to retreat that we can Sabrina up something for the last knockout point if they have something that survives. I guess I lose to Raichu plus Sabrina. Oh, no, that's not true. Because they only have 1 knockout point, and this is a single. No, we're fine. We're fine because we have single knockout point Pokemon. So I think their line to win this game is they need to hit the full boat on Zapdos' Hurricane. Eevee decks to recommend. I think Jolteon pairs a lot with a lot of different things. There was a Jolteon Greninja deck in my tournament decks roundup earlier this week. Fuck egg, thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate that. I haven't played any Sabrinas yet, right? I think we're gonna have to choose between winning a Sleepy Song and losing to Sabrina here, unfortunately. Wait, what? Well, that's not right. Well, that's certainly wrong. Yeah, the threat of Raichu was scarier than them actually using it. Shaker, thank you for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And now we win on the spot if they lose this. And we're still in a really good spot even if they win it. Good night for good, Raichu. So long. I'm gonna dig at this build, gamers. Maybe stage ones. Less odds of bricking on it. Our opener's kind of quacked here. Can dig for another basic. Would love a Jigglypuff. Perfect. Get to get quacking. Release the quacking. Yes, the promo Jigglypuff is from the current Vito event. Put more basics in your Pokemon Pocket decks, gamers. Your win rate will thank you for it. Oh man. Is Baby Wiggly about to claim another victim, chat? They're dead if they don't have another basic. I think your Wigglytuff deck is misbuilt by at least one card if you do not have a Singleton Baby Wiggly in it. It gives you so many wins in spots where your opponent is expecting to have more time. You're just like, actually, what if I put a second energy on this and cracked you for a bunch? Would that be good? Seems good. Do you think this game is too much RNG in the form of coin flips, or is that part of the appeal? I think the number one thing making Pokemon Pocket content has made me realize is that most people playing card games don't realize the implicit coin flips the other games they play are constantly making them take. Pokemon Pocket literally having you flip a coin puts it in your face and makes it so you're not capable of lying to yourself about it. Let's see here. Mirian, the person that asked that question, has been following this channel since 2018. So I'm gonna wager that they're one of my former Magic the Gathering players. Magic the Gathering is a game that's riddled with implicit coin flips. Well, I really hope I hit my third land drop here. I'm 40% to hit, otherwise I lose the game on the spot. Well, I really hope I draw a spell here on turn 10. Any spell in my deck wins the game. Oops, I drew a land and I bricked. I think Pokemon Pocket has coin flips that are important to the core part of the game because all the rest of the game has such incredibly low variance. It's important to have coin flips to create tension and uncertainty in the games that you're playing. Pokemon Pocket, in many ways, is very chess adjacent in that all of the information that both players have available is face up on the board, especially if you're familiar with the meta decks and can accurately predict what their output range is in hand. So having coin flips, things like Wiggly Sleep and Executor's attacks, make it so the board state doesn't get to a deterministic spot hyper quickly, so there's actually a meaningful game to play. It makes it so you don't just go, okay, it's turn 2 and I have mate in 4 here. We might as well stop playing. This is how I beat you. These are your optimal lines. There's nothing you can do. The variance is a feature that makes it so the gameplay is more interesting in many ways. I think I want to evolve this to play around a red card. Part of me wants to save not evolving this in case I draw a Baby Wiggly and want to attack for 2, but I think this is correct. I have Executor here for this as my next thing to follow up anyways. You have a Giovanni here, we could be in trouble maybe? Because it would let the Mewtwo clear Farfetch'd in 1. Alright, we can dodge a Geo, we can dodge a ball. Farfetch getting 2 turns here is a big deal. I'm evolving into Baby Executor, so this way they have to knock out 3 Pokemon. We'll make them knock out the Farfetch'd, we'll make them knock out the Executor, and then we close on the Wiggly EX. And to say one last thing about coin flips and card games. What is shuffling a 20 card deck if not just 20 individual coin flips at the start of the game? This game feels more random than Magic abilities. I think Magic the Gathering does a very good job of making people not understand where the variance in this game comes from. Magic the Gathering has so much inherent variance in its resource system. The rest of the game tends to be relatively low variance, because if you added variance on top of how high variance lands are, the game's completely unplayable instead of just mostly unplayable. Pokemon does not have a ton of coin flip card draw on top of the resources. These small deck sizes in Pocket make that variance much less. You are more likely to hit your combinations of cards in Pocket than you are to hit combinations of cards in Magic the Gathering. Especially when you factor in things like Pokeball and Professor's Research. So you're right, draw variance exists in all card games, but Magic has an incredibly higher amount of draw variance than games like Pocket does. Okay, so this is actually an interesting waiting on evolution versus not. You'll note that I didn't evolve Jigglypuff last turn, And the reason for this is straightforward. If I evolved the Jigglypuff last turn, my opponent could have Sabrina to knock out a guaranteed EX Wiggly. But now I want to evolve this into the EX, so that way they can't Sabrina up something with low HP and clear it right away. So I wanted to wait to evolve it last turn, so I had a 1 knockout point Pokemon to switch into if they had it then. But I want to evolve it now because they're at 2 knockout points, so I just want a bench full of high HP things to follow up with. And that's actually part of the interesting appeal of this build too, where we have the dynamic of our stage 1s being a mix of EXs and not. So we can have that flexibility. Well, we can have higher HP things when that's good into Sabrina, or we can have lower knockout point things when that's better into Sabrina. They're just dead here, yeah? Yes, I think last turn they should have put the energy on Gardevoir to threaten an attack with it to make Sabrina it out, but they didn't have it and we're done here.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
That video's got like 6 million views on it or something, and like half of them are this channel. The timer is way too long, yeah. Probably need to get a wellness check on their cell phone, I imagine. Finish him! We should consider clipping this moment. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks, buddy. Monka Misty. Woo! Well, that does not bode well for our hero. Now we need to draw an egg in our first whatever here. Yikes. I guess if we would have drawn the Giovanni, we could have cleared him too. I think they want a Misty Flip. We're gonna have to hope to win a couple of Sleep Flips here if they have it. Stop. Jiggle with it, yeah. right, Jiggly Biggly. I'd like for you to sing them the song of our people. So you're saying there's a chance? Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think we're gonna need to win like one more sleep flip this game. I think we're gonna need to win another one to have a real shot here. Giovanni's interesting. I put in energy, I hit them. I put in energy, I knocked them out. I put in energy, I'm ready to attack. I think it's a Baby Wiggly angle, chat. What? Thanks for the 6 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. I think we're just on the no potion plan. We're on the hope this Giovanni clears the star. I believe we have done. Had it all. I suppose there's a world where we redraw EX Wiggly in our 2 draws and could still have a shot here. They have had a lot of stuff here. Yeah. Punish for not playing my EX Wiggly out. Should have done that. I already had the Baby Wiggly in play. Dead to Sabrina. Yeah, just not a whole lot you can do about a game like this. Even if we'd have had the EX Wiggly, we didn't have any outs there. I mean, that game was really close, and they hit heads on both their Misty's gamers. Like, I know a lot of people simply only care about... did they win or lose, but seeing how close the game was given how strong their draw was, I think that was a good showing for our deck. Having the strangest sense of deja vu. I'm gonna research before I Pokeball, because I kind of want to draw 2 basics here. Doesn't do anything here because, what's what I'm searching for. They evolve. I'm not putting an energy out here to attack because they're just going to clear it in one with the Starmie. So I want to put up this Executor. We'll put an energy on this one to start attacking next turn. I want to build this up towards Wiggly EX. I think if they Sabrina this up, I'm in trouble either way, so I'm just gonna stomp here and not evolve this. I don't want EX Wiggly to get locked in. I think Misty is a fundamentally bad design that restricts the way they are going to be allowed and able to design water Pokemon in perpetuity in Pokemon Pocket. I think this game is a better game long-term if Misty gets a new text box. Do I think Misty is too powerful? No, I think I didn't put a Misty deck in the S tier for a reason. Objectively, it is not too strong of a card. I think it generates uninteresting non-games of Pokemon Pocket while simultaneously making design space more narrow. Too many people spend too much time focusing on the only reason something is not okay is if it's too strong, and they don't spend enough time talking about, well, what is the quality of the gameplay? What does it do to the types of cards they can design long term? I think, how do you change? I think there's 100 ways to change Misty. It is not my job to do it. I am not paid to design Pokemon Pocket cards. I also think there's a 0% chance they redesign Misty and we're stuck with her in perpetuity until she rotates out of the game. I think people thinking they're going to change the text boxes of cards in Pokemon Pocket are going to be sorely disappointed. This is our third game in a row where our opponents hit with a turn 1 Misty. It is, right? Some days you are the pigeon, other days you are the statue. Go ahead and potion this so we don't lose it to a Giovanni. Articuno builds generally play Giovanni. We need to find one of our other 2 Executors next turn. Even that might not be enough. What's the line? Die to Sabrina this turn or die to Sabrina later are options. All right, so I gotta win 2 sleep flips to win the game. We're 25%. Gotta win the sleep flip next turn. They put up, they take a hit. We gotta win the sleep flip the turn after that. We would have only had to win 1, but they had the potion, unfortunately. So, not terrible, considering that, and this is what I was talking about with coin flip variants earlier. Like, if this card doesn't have coin flips, I just leave this game and it's deterministic every time, right? If it's like a set, it works or it doesn't. But because the coin flips are an option, I can have a shot here. We're not putting other basic Pokemon out because I don't want to get cleared by a Sabrina. This game has more than one possible outcome because of the coins. It's not just deterministic dead. Wiggly. It's one of the powerful things about Wiggly EX. It's like the epitome of the you're saying there's a chance card in Pokemon bucket. You're like, if I things just break a little bit my way, we're gonna get them. And again, like, my opponent's draw was very good this game, right? Like, they had first energy advantage. They had all their Pokemon lines how they wanted it. They hit on their Misty coin flip on turn 1. And we're still sitting here playing a game where I'm now a 50%er away from being able to actually beat their strong draw. All right, survey says. That's all she wrote. And that's like, there's gonna be games where my deck has a strong draw and runs the opponent down and there's nothing they can do. But having a shot in the games where their draws are really strong is all I'm really looking for out of a competitive deck. So like, despite us taking an L in this specific game, I'm really happy with my deck's performance overall. Like, their draw was incredibly good from a tiered deck, and we still got it down to a 50-50 at the end. All right. I know we put this together today, but I think it's kind of moved to the top of the list of things I might play on Saturday. So I think we're going to play it for another set after the ad break. We'll see you in 120 seconds. Thanks for hanging out, Don't Go Anywhere, gamers. I should see if I have enough promo Jigglies to flare these dorks. Maybe? Oh, and the best one is the first one. Perfect. So we do have enough. Our cards interchangeable. They're supposed to be adding trading to the game in January, but as of right now, no. I'm a big fan of the effects that pop off of the card. I really wish you could assign one of both. It feels like a big miss that you can't have a border effect and a flare effect. Feels like they should change that to let you have both like Snap does. It would make whales chase more cards too. So there's a monetization reason to do it. I really like Snap's gameplay right now. And looking over all the data on Marvel Snap's format, I just got done putting together a best text video that'll go up tomorrow. It looks really clean. What's the rationale for doing tournaments on your day off? Do you just enjoy Pocket? Is there a content reason too? The games of me playing tournaments have consistently performed better on the YouTube side, Y-Sticks, and based on how content has gone for this game and looking at what's successful on my channel and other channels, I would wager being able to post a, hey, I top 8 in a 1,000-player tournament with a brew probably generates a lot of traffic for my YouTube channel. All of the most successful content around this game seems to be pretty competitive focused. This is easily the most competitive digital card game to release in a long time. So my YouTube content hasn't been performing bad, but it definitely hasn't been picked up by the algorithm by any meaningful means. There's a number of other channels that get pushed way harder. So getting like a good tournament spike video to take off would be likely very good for it. All right, we have Jigglypuff flares. Let's play some games. I do also enjoy playing in the tournaments, but there is a content reason to make the time to play in them. How do you recommend getting into tournament stuff? Just sign up and play. Practice is the best teacher. They're free. They're free 99. Go on Limitless and register for a couple. Alright, chat. Who would win? Genetically engineered Pokemon perfection? Or one leaky boy? My money's on the duck, personally. Yeah, I mean, obviously the YouTube's not doing zero things for this channel, Tassi, but there's a big difference between, like, what my high-quality, heavily edited Pokemon content's doing and, like, the people that are doing, like, 6-figure views on a lot of their videos. Like, my Pocket stuff is, like, limping along because I have a good Twitch presence to push people to it. Whether or not they have a Giovanni is a big question here. Although I suppose if they have a Giovanni and Executor heads puts them in the ground, huh? I almost wonder if I want to make room for a second Farfetch'd in this deck. It's such a good opener. That means no Giovanni, which is very good for us. This gets an egg out of my deck, yeah. And I think we put the Wiggly EX out at this point so it can't get shuffled away. I think I'm on the fence about whether or not I want this to be an Executor EX or a regular one, depending on how my knockout points line up into the opponent this game. So I'm gonna vibe on this one for now. Why did they put their energy on that Mewtwo? That's gotta be a mistake, yeah? Are they retreating? Retreating doesn't seem very good here, though. Yeah, the cut for the second Farfetch would be Potion, but Potion's been pretty good in a couple of spots. They already played a Potion, right? So this also doesn't matter. I think their energy allocation means they're dead here. The Mewtwo deck is so incredibly tame and fair when it doesn't, draw Gardevoir on curve. We can evolve this one now that I have a second one for a regular one on the flex option. Even if the opponent had an optimal energy attachment, this would only be going up to 2 this turn, and they'd still be in a pretty terrible spot, yeah? They didn't really messed up by putting the third energy on this, but this tail split means that their mistake didn't matter. The game action shall continue until the Mewtwo is knocked out, yes. Not waste any time here. There's a lot of games I'm winning. The opponent times out. Are they leaving the app instead of conceding? Yes, very likely. The nice thing about being an Executor deck is winning the coin flip and not being instantly sad, since you have a card that doesn't mind going first. Twin to win! Thank you for the almost 6 years. Welcome back. Appreciate it. 66% to be an egg. Perfection. We have the X speed here as well. So next year we'll be able to swap this back and put this up and try and crack their throat game. I mean, I don't take the view count on YouTube personally. If there's one thing I've learned from a decade in this industry, it's that the quality of the content that you're making doesn't really matter. There's like a floor you have to get past, but like, there's a reason why a lot of the bigger successful pocket channels have like more minimal editing, right? Because like doing more editing work doesn't turn into more views and more traction. The actual quality of what you're putting out in terms of presentation only matters to a degree. As long as the information is relevant, that's all that matters. I think our information's good too, but just having extra presentation on top of it doesn't translate to more success on that platform. Is there a Frogadair in my life? I guess I could be swapping here. Misty heads here means that they can Omastar me as early as next turn, which is scary. Okay, so if they Omastar next turn, what does this end up playing out like? So I get a knockout point. They Omastar and lock me out of attacks. I go a second energy. They Omastar and knock me out. I can put Duck up. I'm gonna need to win a Wiggly flip to beat Omastar, yeah? I guess what it's gonna come down to. I'm locking out of me out of attacks. I guess I could draw if I find my other X speed. Maybe we have enough time. They could also not have their stage 2 would be ideal. But if they have their stage 2 here, we're probably gonna need to find that X speed or win a sleep flip. I put energy on here, they knock me out. I put energy on here, I attack, they hit me to 30. I put second energy on here. I'm trying to figure out, can I navigate this game to a point where I don't need a sleep flip to win it? I think the answer is yes with the Baby Wiggly draw. Potion from them means I'm back to a point where I need to win a flip though. If they hit Greninja, this actually doesn't work out for me, right? If they have the Greninja, they get to clear this. So maybe because of the threat of Greninja, I'm supposed to have just gone in on the EX. Trying to navigate around needing the coin flip. I was probably just supposed to take it. Six cards in their deck. They have both their stage 2s. Double stage 2 decks are greedy, but when they get both of them set up, they are a force to be reckoned with. That's an interesting choice. I think it's this. And we give up the EX Wiggly. Thank you, love. Oh my gosh, so we drew the X speed. So now I get to have my cake and eat it too. So now I get to X speed this out. And put this up. And then I attack them for 60. And then next turn if they hit me and don't have the Greninja again, they're only 1 in 3 to draw the Greninja, I can put the Executor on here and switch to it and knock them out. Okay, they get to clear me exactly here. But the Execute might be able to buy enough time into the Greninja? No, probably not, right? Okay, I think I needed them to miss on that 1 in 3 for one more turn. Needed Wiggly to not die so I could let Executor die. I get to take this knockout here, but then my Executor is only 130, so it goes down to Greninja every time before we can get set up. Yeah, GG opponent. Yeah, good close game, despite them finding both their stage 2s on time. Their build of Onyx, it's reasonable. There is an Onyx deck in my new decks roundup this week. Should check it out. Spiked the tournament over the weekend. I bet this matchup's hard for us. I bet we have to usually win 2 Wiggly flips or they have to brick. I've talked about this before, but Charizard's really a pretty uninteresting deck to play into. The games I beat Charizard feel like their deck lost more than my deck won, generally speaking. We're hoping for them to fail more than for us to work, because when they work, they're just so much better than everything else. Graham, thank you for watching a ton over the last year and more. Be sure to ping me to get into Beverly Shills. Make sure our trickle-down economy stays in action. And our next shillionaire only has to spend 999,787 shillings now. So much more affordable for all those plebs at home. This is probably a game where I don't want things on my bench for them to fish up, right? Or is it? I guess I don't want them to grab this one. That's my out. Maybe they'll brick on Charizard for a little bit. We can have a shot. There are no ethical shillionaires. I think this is a good education moment. There is a big difference between a shillionaire and a billionaire, gamers. You can become a shillionaire through hard work and dedication and watching this channel very regularly for about 1.5 to 2 years, depending on how much you're tuning in. The time it takes to get 1 billion shillings, however, I will not be around to stream for. The problem is scale. What do we think of Sabrina-ing them here? They've already shown us they don't have an X speed. I think I'm into it. I either get to mark damage on the Charmeleon or I threaten a knockout on the Charmander. If they put up the Charmander, I get a knockout. Getting my first knockout point means that Moltres wins us the game. Yikes. This means they can take a knockout here? But wait, if they take the knockout here, Baby Wiggly clears the Charmeleon, and then we're probably good to go, yeah? 10 out of 10 activated my trap card. We have no energy left on the board. Good night, Charmeleon. Way to be cute, opponent. Well, they hit the other Charmeleon, gamers. Which means that, we could be in trouble here. I'm gonna play this out to play around red card a little bit. If they don't have potion, we're 40% to draw EX Wiggly and knock them out. But yeah, they're actually still in this game with their other Charmeleon draw and then 2 heads. Hopefully we hit our 40% our next turn. If they have an X speed here, we could see them, like, X speed the Moltres out, put energy on Charizard, and slash us. All right, well, I've got some damage marked on all their stuff. They played around the EX Wiggly and then we didn't draw it because we're unlucky. Is it crazy to burn all of the cards out of my hand to maximize my chance to not get red carded out of EX Wiggly? That's like the only thing that's gonna matter this game, right? Is whether or not I have EX Wiggly next turn. Hey, can I roll? That's true. If I brick on the 66% chance to draw EX Wiggly here, we have a 50% chance on Executor to win the game. So we're a 2 and 3 and then a 1 and 2. All right, we hit the 2 and 3. God bless. Dynamic gameplay against Charizard? That's crazy. What a set. Weird game. We're gonna play some more Pocket tomorrow morning to start the stream again, but I think I kind of sold myself on this, gamers. Getting to play 3 stage 1s for both of my basics felt really good at mitigating that evolution variance that's coming. I kind of wish I could fit a second Farfetch'd in, but I really don't want to give up Potion, X-Speed, or Giovanni, which would be what I'd have to cut for it. And I'm pretty happy having 3 of each of my stage 1s. So the basic idea behind playing 2 baby Executors and only 1 EX is they're probably gonna knock out my first Executor most of the time, and ideally I want to make my opponent knock out 2 single knockout points and then finish on an EX. So I want to make them go through an Executor and a Farfetch'd, or like a Baby Wiggly and an Executor, and then close on EX Wiggly or EX Executor. Yeah, we have a regular Wiggly as well, just for redundancy. I'm very confident you want 2 EX Wigglies. That split's definitely correct. The Executor split could go either way. Someone in chat was asking what to do if they're missing regular Executor. I think playing 2 EX eggs is probably fine a lot of the time. But ideal setup here is we want to make our opponent score 1.2 points to win the game because it makes them exert the most effort. All right, I am going to go ahead and roll some ads, and we're going to switch over to playing Marvel Snap for the next little bit on stream. Appreciate all of the early crew that was here for Pokemon Pocket. We do Pocket 5 days a week with Marvel Snap 2, where we've been playing both games and having fun with both. If you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate some watch time and a thumbs up on my Top Decks tier list roundup on the Pocket channel this morning. If you're watching on the YouTube side, the stream's going to end on the Hooglandia Pocket channel, and we're going to fire up on the Jeff Hoogland channel for some Marvel snapping. Twitch gamers, I am going to roll some ads while we get things switched over. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. I really like Flareon Greninja is my favorite Flareon deck. Probably have a highlight with that at some point.